Hey, what's up, Michael?
Hey, he's going, Joel.
Good morning, sir. Where you fellas at?
We're at Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. How you doing over there, bud?
Doing good, bro. Just getting ready to go meet some guy and his fiance for coffee, man. Sign him up.
Awesome, man. Sounds good.
Yeah, buddy.
I think so. Well, I got me and six of my buddies here.
Okay.
We're having a time in our mountain cabin.
Sounds fun.
Awesome.
Doing any fishing up there, Michael?
No, sir. We went and played golf yesterday, and today we're gonna go do a ropes course.
Oh, cool.
So just doing a little bonding, team
That
building.
sounds fun. Yeah. Any stuff good to eat, or do you have to pack in all your food, or?
We did both. We brought some food with us, brought some, of course, isogenics products. We went out on town last night, got some good food downtown.
Oh, cool.
So woke up this morning, cooked some breakfast in the cabin.
So what's the town in Georgia? What's it called?
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Write that down.
Yes, good little place out here, man. If you
Awesome.
want to venture out to the southeast.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty country over that way, man.
Yes, sir. That's for sure. Yeah. So we got us all in here now. So we're good. We can see on the big screen TV. Mike only see a few of us.
So
But
did
this
you
is
want to do an
cool, guys.
opportunity Zoom, Michael? Like what do you want me to do for you, buddy? I'll do whatever you want, man.
Well, most of us are fresh to the business. So if you can kind of like just maybe basically tell us where you started off from and how you got to where you're at. And I think we can go from there. What about you guys? You got any ideas or any thoughts?
That sounds good. I agree with that.
Yeah. And of course, tell some jokes.
Uh, okay, yeah, no problem, Michael. Well, hey, good to be with you guys. My name is Joel McNish. I live in Austin, Texas, and it's cold here this morning. I don't know about there, but man, we had a little cold snap blow through. So, but good to be with you. And I've been in the industry for 30 years. I was actually a college student when I joined. I was in going to school at Western Michigan University up in Michigan at the time. Little school up there, and a guy that I worked with, coworker, was doing this thing, and he's like, "Hey, you want to make some extra money?" And I thought, okay, whatever. So I joined this thing, and part time, I started making money. I started making double, triple what I was making working my part time job at a furniture store selling furniture on the weekend. So I quit, and then it started to turn into some real money, like 10,000 a month kind of money and plus. So I went full time, and I ended up making my first million in that company. And that company, actually, I was with them 10 years, and they went out of business. So they went public on the New York Stock Exchange. They had all kinds of they kind of disbanded the.
Oh no.
So I never was into potions and lotions. Didn't really believe in any product stuff. That was just kind of me at the time. And I joined another company that was technology. Did really well there. Made several $1 million. And again, that company had issues. Technology is like, oh man. So about 10 years ago, actually it's 11 now. Somebody approached me about this stuff, and at the time, Isogenics acquired a company called Zija, and so I'm part of what was formerly Zija, which is now Isogenics as of 4 years ago. But they had some products. They had a product called Super Mix, and I was 40, just turning 40 at the time, and I was feeling kind of like just like rode hard and put away wet. And so at that time, I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing anything physically active. I was, way overweight. I was over 2 bills for my height. I'm 5'9" ish, and I was like 205, 208. Like I was a little tubby guy. So long story short, my wife, she's like, "Hey, you need to get on this stuff." So she's a master's in nutrition, super smart, kind of like Michael's got Heather. She's the health queen and whatever. I've got my own health queen, and she was like, "Hey, you're not willing to do all this hard stuff like I do, and wake up and make green juices in the morning and eat all organic and do." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a simple guy." She's like, "But you can do this stuff." She's like, "Just take this stuff." So I took it, and within 90 days, man, I lost 37 pounds, not even trying. Got rid of all my joint pain, which I noticed right away. There's 36 anti-inflammatories in that super mix stuff naturally occurring. So that's the very first thing I noticed in a couple weeks of my foot wasn't hurt, and I broke my foot in a wreck and it never healed right. So it was bugging me getting out of bed and stuff. I just had like, pain, and the pain was gone. I thought, this is insane. Like, there's no way. Right. So that for me was it. Like I said, I'm going to sell this stuff. Like, I'm going to do this. So we started it, and I started, getting on the phone, calling some of my homeboys and homegirls and saying, hey man, this stuff's incredible. You got to try it. So that was, 11 years ago. And kind of what I realized over the last 11 years, we've had a lot of success, done real well, but you know, this business versus a technology changes like the wind, man. So what's good in the moment, you guys know, isn't good sometimes in a month. It's totally different. It's almost like I was selling VHS, tapes, and now everything's on demand. It totally changes. Movies are movies, but the technology changes. And so what I realized about a product industry is that the product industry, like in this isogenics, is real sticky. And it's, technology changes obviously within nutrition, and isogenics is good at keeping up with that, but it doesn't change like technology, and people become customers for life, and they develop an emotional connection with the product. Whereas, technology a lot of times is just whatever the latest, greatest gadget is. So I'm all sold on this. And more than that is seeing people like actually have life-changing experiences. Like, I mean, I'm kind of like you guys, just a normal dude or whatever. I'm not sitting around singing Kumbaya and holding hands with, a lot of ladies like this for the that part of it, like the community aspect. And it's cool. Like I'm good with that, whatever. But I mean, I've been standing there where I've had people tell me their story about what the products have done, and they've got like tears streaming down their face. And it's like, whoa, that it hits me like a bullet. It's like, man, this stuff is life changing, right? So when you've got stuff that's that sticky and impacts people so much, not just on a physical level, but really changes them as a person, makes them feel better and know that they can be around for their kids and grandkids. That right there, guys, I mean, you can't put a price on that. That's kind of what made me realize we got a tiger by the tail here. So it's amazing. It's just a super opportunity, super blessed to be here. And of course, I met Michael and Heather down there in Fiji on our vacation last year, and just great people like them. I mean, it's just the people in this company are legit. They're really good people, not a bunch of, egomaniacs. Everybody's willing to help everybody. It's just awesome. It's a really cool place. And the products are at the forefront of that. So a lot of stuff I've seen like this before while I've never touched products is it's usually gimmicky, man. The products are gimmicky, and, they're kind of like, exploiting an ingredient and using third-party research to talk about some magical berry or whatever, and then they're pushing it. In fact, I was talking to I met with a guy a week ago named Sheldon. He was down here from Canada, him and his wife, younger guy, he's probably like 40, maybe late 30s or something, super jacked, like really in good shape. Him and his wife are CrossFit. And he's like, man, I've never touched anything like this. He says, I'm so burned out. He said 15 years ago I did something called Body by Salis. He's like, man, we were selling these like $1,000 shake pack, kits. And he's like, it was just, the product was just trash. He's like, I realized that all it was about was money, and the product was like, whatever. He's like, yeah, you got some results, but the money was kind of the thing. And this is very different. Like, the products are at the epicenter, and the byproduct of promoting the products is the money. And so that's what I love about this is it's such an authentic thing. You can help people with their health, and you just happen to make money doing it. So it's kind of awesome. It's like, it really resonates with my personal belief system and ethos. You can make money doing anything really. You guys are probably all successful in your own rights, but very few places can you make money and make a difference. And that's what I love about what we do is we get to really serve people, and then the money's just a byproduct. So that's kind of the evolution of like how I got here, guys.
Awesome. Hey, what's your biggest hurdle whenever you're speaking to someone about the product? Like whenever you first meet a stranger, what's your biggest, I guess, point of getting across or getting over to them to seeing the big picture from your standpoint?
Yeah, it just depends, like, I usually start with my story, Michael, that, like if we're talking but I listen a lot, right? Like if somebody's like, oh man, my knee's killing me, or I jacked up my shoulder doing at the gym. I'm like, really? Tell me more about that. Oh man, it's been bugging. So I'm listening for clues where I can offer them some assistance. I kind of like meet product needs, or if they're overweight, man, dude, I wish I could lose this last 30, man. I can't, whatever it is, I'm always looking for whatever. And then I meet needs, right? I try to meet needs, say, hey, I've got some information on something I can, and I really don't pitch them too hard. Personally, I always try to send them, like text them a video or text them some information so that the information can do the selling So that way they don't think they need me to sell their friends. They can do what I did to them, to their mom or sister or best friend or whatever, you know? So a lot of times I'll tell my story. I'll let the tool kind of do the work. And then, you know, like if you were wanting to lose weight, Michael, I'd send you a weight loss video, 30-day system video or something, YouTube, you know, Vimeo, whatever. So you watch that a couple minutes and I say, hey man, what'd you like best about what you saw? You want to do this for 30 days, buddy? And, you know, risk free, whatever. Yeah, man, let's get on the phone and talk about it. And then I'll just kind of walk you through a shake day and a cleanse day and kind of what it is. And you guys probably do it too, but I'll put them in a group with some other people doing it at the same time. So they've got some connection and all that. But I really leverage the 30-day money back guarantee. So if somebody's like, man, I've tried everything, and man, my wife's got me doing this and that. Well, I say, look, man, I've done all that crap too. I'm married to a nutritionist, dude. I'm like a human freaking guinea pig, dude. I've tried crap. I'm like, I've been on water fast. I've seen burning bushes and Jesus in the middle of it. Like I said, but the bottom line is, man, I said, this stuff is 100% guaranteed. So you got nothing to lose, right? I'm like, try it for 30 days, man. Like, we're friends. I'm not trying to get your $300, dude. I could care less about that. I want you to get a good experience. If you get it, you know, you'll love it and you'll have that experience. If you don't, just get your money back. Who cares, man? The company stands on their guarantee. So I really leverage the guarantee if somebody's skeptical, or if they're like an information junkie, isogenicshealth.net. I leverage that a lot too. Like this lady I'm meeting right now, I'm meeting this guy Kip, and he's dating this girl, and she's a holistic podiatrist, whatever that is. So she's probably super smart and brainiac and whatever. So if she's got all these health questions, I'm going to leverage isogenicshealth.net and have her look at all the clinical research. And I don't want to know all that stuff. I mean, I know some of it, but again, if you come across like you're super knowledgeable, whatever, they're going to think they need to be that same person to share. You can know a little bit, but you kind of want to hold your powder and try to use the tools, you know?
Absolutely. That's cool.
And how do you approach the business aspect of that? Like, do you always lead into the business after people start the products, or do you just start that from the get-go? Like, hey,
no, that's a good question, man. Seriously, that's the toughest thing for a lot of people. So the way we kind of train on it is like, if I signed you up right now, let's say I'm signing up Michael, right? I'd sign up Michael. He's losing weight and everything. He's on his system or maybe whatever he bought, collagen. I say, all right, Michael. I say, hey, let me ask you a question, man. And this is kind of where this is the probing question. If I could show you a way to get your product paid for, like lickety split, would you want to know more about that? No, man, let me use it and see if I get a result and what. So I see where they're at, right? Like if they go, dude, I think I just want to lose some weight. I'm not much of a Mary Kay lady. Or then I pump the brakes and back off, right? Because I know that probably as they use the product over the next few weeks, somebody's going to ask them. They're going to tell their brother. They're going to start sharing. But initially, if they go, yeah, if I could get my product paid for or whatever, yeah, man. So here's what we got to do. Would you want to know more about that? Yeah, for sure. I said, well, who are two people that you know, like ride or die homies that will do anything just because you're doing it, right? Like your best friend, your mom. Who's your ride or dies, man? I say, oh man, my mom will do it for sure, and my little brother, like whatever. I said, well, let's holler at them, man. So I want to help them get there too, and I want to help it be like low hanging fruit, because a lot of times people get way out there that, man, I know the guy that, you know, is the trainer on the Dallas Cowboys and we could do this and that. I said, man, dude, whatever. Like if you're going out if you were going out for a beer tonight, who would you call to go with you, right? Like that's who you want to call, like the lowest hanging fruit possible. Yeah, like you can basically just tell them they're doing it type of thing. So again, hey, if I could show you a way to get your product paid for, lickety split, would you want to know more about that? No, man, I think I just want to use it or what. And then if they say, yeah, how's that work? So, man, do you know two people who'd go on this journey with you? Like, who's two people that'll do something just because you're doing it? And I try to keep it real simple, right? And if they want to know more about the business, I try to set up an intentional, like, in fact, this lady and her fellow I'm meeting here in a few, she's wanting to know more about the business. Like we had the initial meeting or somebody else did, and they shared product and she's excited about product. Now she's like, how can I make money at this? So this is the next step, right? And we're having an intentional business conversation. What I see a lot of people do is they'll get all excited about the business, and the dude's just trying to lose 20 pounds, and they're like telling them all this stuff, and they can make all this money in residual, and the person's like they're like wrecking their customer. Basically, they're freaking out their customer. So we don't want to do that. We want to take, you know, kind of weight them into the pool versus jumping them off the high dive is kind of the idea.
Okay, good. Keep it simple, stupid. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Anybody else?
Any other questions?
That was what I wanted to know too.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Because I feel like I've been doing it all
Now, if you got somebody, say you got Mary, Mary's been on for 60 days, how do you keep her going for their owners? Do you like reach out to her, keep track of her for 30, 40, 60 days later, or?
You talking, Michael, if she's using the product, or you talking if she's doing the business, or?
Oh, just like a consistent of a product user, you know, just like retention part for her.
Yeah, so we do what's called the 1 minute touch, right? And so a lot of times we're doing it through like voicemail, like voice texting or whatever. So if they've got a Droid, you can like go to, leave them a voice text. If they've got an iPhone, you can just hit that little blue icon and drop them a quick little, but it'd be something like, "Hey Michael, what's up, buddy? It's Joel. I know you've been on the products a week, man. Hope you're doing great, buddy. Thinking about you. Just want to make sure you're doing great. If you have any questions, please holler. Sure love to catch up with you, man. But man, excited to hear how you're doing, buddy. Let me know how it's going. Have you lost a pound? Has anyone noticed? Whatever." So that's about every week I'm trying. And what I find is like after the first week or two, if you make that kind of consistent, they'll actually start calling you kind of on a little more regular. They're like excited to tell you because they know that you actually care, which is kind of crazy, So a lot of people just sign them up and let them run and never stay in touch. But it's fun to share the journey with the person because they're looking to tell somebody. I mean, they might as well tell you. You got them hooked on it. The products. Like you can relate to. Oh man, I was wanting to eat the freaking whatever the first cleanse day. I was dying. Like you can go through all that stuff with them. So I try to do the 1 minute touch once a week through just a voice text. And then a lot of times they'll call back and be like, "Man, let me tell you what happened," or "Oh my God," or whatever,
Right. Awesome. Good deal.
So Joel, what's your like reaching out to people? What does that look like for you?
Say it one more time.
You just randomly reaching out to people, or you just doing it on social media? Like,
how you promoting the product?
Yeah, no, I do a little bit of both, man. I mean, being 50 and stuff, I've got thousands and thousands of names in my phone and all, so I pretty much on a monthly basis, I'll write down like a hit list. So I'll go through my phone or people I've met recently or whatever, and I look for people I can expose, and then I'll just call them. And I kind of use the same line every month. I'll say, "Hey, look, I'm trying to win this contest, man, this month. My wife and I, and this, as a matter of fact, I had a girl ask me the other day, "What contest are you trying to win this month?" I said, "Team Builders bonus, this thing called Team Builders bonus." Usually it's a and I was looking for some orders. I was wondering if I could make you a pretty good deal. Would you be interested in ordering some stuff from me? We could maybe make it mutually beneficial, whatever. So then I start asking them about their health. I said, "Look, we got all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you could change one thing about your health, man, like ideally, what would that be? Like, do you need more energy? How's your sleep, man? Do you want to lose weight? Are you feeling dehydrated? Like you want better performance in the gym? Like what's an area or two that opens up a conversation about our products, but I always lead in like, "Hey man, look, I'm trying to win this contest and stuff." If I know them, if I don't know them, obviously they could care less. But if I have a relationship with them, I'm telling them, "Hey, I'm trying to win this thing, need some help. I was wondering if I could kind of make a mutually beneficial deal with you and whatever, and that's pretty much it. And the deal, of course, is free shipping and wholesale pricing,
Yeah. I like that. Good deal.
Yeah, and then meeting people on social media. I've met people before too. Like I'm not a real good poster. I think the ladies are much better at that than me personally speaking. But I'll post something about like hydrate. Like I'll shake up a hydrate, put it in like a clear vessel and shake it up and say, "Man, this new hydrate product's rocking my world. Anybody use hydration products or whatever?" And then I get the comments going. People are like, "Yeah, man, I use this or that or whatever." I'll start dialoguing with them, looking, "Man, would you be open to trying something new? It's got this lubrication for your joints and skin in it too. You like watermelon? Oh man, so that kind of starts the party." I've gotten some people off social media just doing stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, everybody else good or?
Hey, let me give you a tip too, since it's all guys here, man. So I had a conversation with a guy the other day. This guy, he's a big old, dude. He's jacked and stuff, but he's like scared to talk about it because he's super successful in finance. And he's like, "Oh man, what are my friends going to think if I'm selling this crap?" And so I said, "Well, dude," I said, and this is something I've used for guys like this. I said, "Don't make it about you." I said, use your wife. Like your wife's because his wife was signed up by a friend of mine's wife. And then they're like, "Hey, you're a dude, he's a dude, like you dudes should talk," right? But the wives are all geeked up about this stuff. So I said, like, just tell them this, right? Like when you talk to your buddies, say, hey, look, my wife's got me on this stuff. I'm feeling better than I've ever felt. Like your wife might be interested in this stuff too. My wife's over the moon about this stuff, but man, would you be interested in trying this stuff, dude? Just, it helped my wife. She's super excited about it. So kind of make it about the wife, not about you. And that way you might feel a little more comfortable. Like, hey, I'm trying to help my wife. She's promoting this stuff. I'm feeling friggin' amazing. Right. And so he was like, oh man, I could probably do that. And it kind of took him out of it where he didn't feel like he was selling it. He felt like he was helping his wife. So I'm not sure I'm saying that the best way, but you guys can figure out if there's a way to say that to your buddies and kind of use your wife as a little bit of a lever there,
Were you listening to us about an hour ago?
Yeah.
We just had that same conversation about using our wives and significant others.
No, well, it's funny because Heather was at that thing in Dallas, Michael, and I met one of his wives was there with her, somebody there.
It was mine. It was Courtney.
Okay, yeah, she's super cool, super awesome lady. So she's pretty enthused and stuff. So sometimes the guys were just along for the ride, but you can pick up a lot of people in this type of deal if you just always make it about your wife. Take us out of the equation and say, man, she got me on this stuff. I can't believe how I feel. I'd be a freaking Job of the Hut if it wasn't for this stuff. Man, we got to get you on this, and it'll help her win this bone. Yeah, let's do it. I'll help her out. So it takes you out of the equation,
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I kind of get them, talk to them. I said, well, let me just connect you with my wife, and I'll let her do the talking. I just shut up because she does a lot better with that than I do. So.
And then, that's actually true because a lot of times, I mean, if my buddy was talking to me about something, I'd almost rather talk to his wife about it, to be honest with you. Because, typically when it comes to health and stuff, women know what they're talking about more so than the fellas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We're just want to talk about some football and stuff and give them ladies the nutrition stuff. That's it.
I hear you. Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff if it wasn't for my wife. She's the one that told me to do it. Honest to God, I'd be like, whatever, dude.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Well, Joel, we appreciate it, man. We thank you for giving us your time this morning. I know you're a busy guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, have a good retreat, fellas. Michael, thanks for the invite, and hopefully I get to meet you guys in person someday.
Yeah, we will. We'll be there,
Thanks,
man.
Joel.
In Arizona. We'll be in Arizona. Let's do this.
All right, fellas.
man. All right.
Have a great day, buddy. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You met him in Fiji?
Yeah, we met him in Fiji. Well, I think we actually met him in Mexico before that.
I met him.
But
Did y'all pick up this fellow that he's
Texas.
been in 2 businesses before he was 40 and made
$1 million.
He's a machine. I never met him in person. Like just talk to him, he's like he wrote shit, like he just breathes in. It's like he just wants guys to just keep
But
talking.
my thing is how much product you got to turn to make millions of dollars? I mean, whether it's isogenic or little bit to a bit,